Hey drummers, hope you're well. Shout out to Superstar channel member Nick and everybody working on their disco drumming, and everybody in particular like Nick who's working on Trinity Rock and Pop drums at grade 5, where disco is one of the styles that comes in for improvising. This is a lovely little groove idea that I use all over the place as a gigging drummer. This is a proper take it to the bank groove. So this is what Nick was working on today. It's 16th notes, hand to hand. We should say, disco music, drum driven dance music, sort of precursor ancestor to modern dance music, like house music as we know it now. And the big features are a driving bass drum, 4 on the floor. That's what it's all about. Snare drum 2 and 4, typically like hand claps and stuff like that as well. And not always, but very often, some kind of emphasis on the ands, on the offbeats, like on the hi-hat. Now that could be as simple as just playing the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Classic disco feel. You could open and close the hi-hats, so you're opening on the ands. Both great disco feels, but this one is taking it to a 16th note feel, played with 2 sticks. Right, left, 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 right, left. If you're right-handed, so your right stick comes across to hit the snare. 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... But the thing that we're going to disco it up with here is we're going to accent with like a whipping motion with our right stick, again if you're right-handed, on the and each time. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... As I say, as a gigging drummer, an absolute staple. Let's just break it down a little bit. We're still playing 4 on the floor. We're still playing 16ths with the right stick coming across on the 2 and the 4. Let's just go a bit slower now. Generally speaking, this isn't always the rule. It depends on the space you're playing in, on the vibe of the band. I would say a good sort of rule of thumb is the unaccented hi-hat notes. You play tip of the stick on top of the hi-hat, and the accented hi-hat notes, those ands, we're going to whip the stick and catch the edge of the hi-hat with the shoulder of the stick, shaft of the stick a bit more. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So if we look at what the right stick's doing, if you want to break it down, you've got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So your right stick is going like quiet note, loud note, snare drum, loud note. Quiet hi-hat, loud hi-hat, snare drum, loud hi-hat. That's a good motion to get going at first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to add in the left stick now. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So as you can see, the left stick's just filling in like the remaining 16th notes. Again, slower. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... Okay, let's pick it up a bit. Three, So brilliant feel for disco. If that's new to you, start slow. What you will definitely find I think most people find if they're at that level of sort of working through the grades and they hit this for the first time, say in that improvising section for grade 5, they often find the accent on the amble throw them off at first. That's fine. Just break it right down. Take the bass drum away if you need to. You're just looking for 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Remember that right stick. Quiet, loud, snare, loud. Quiet, loud, snare, loud. Obviously from there you can throw in drum fills, which are usually pretty simple in disco. You can open and close the hi-hat and change up the accents a little bit once you get a real feel for it. Of course, you can, as ever, expand out and have some fun. As usual, on the channel members page just now, my Buy Me a Coffee channel members page, let's post 3 different versions of this. We'll post the sort of classic version that I've discussed for the most part of this video, and I'll throw in like a couple of different variations as well. If you've mastered that first one, you just want to get a bit inspired, changing up the hi-hat a little bit. In the end, of course, the world is your oyster. It's just a place to start. Shout out to Nick and everyone else working on that. As I say, especially people working on Trinity Rock and Pop Grade 5, where the improvising test has the style of disco coming in. Thanks for watching. See you soon.